Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you all doing good. Welcome back to the new video. So if you are in India and you dream to become pilot, so this video is specially for you. Today I'll be talking about Class 2 Medical. If you want to become pilot, you need to clear certain medical exams. Each country has their own set of medicals. In India, we know these medicals as Class 2 and Class 1 medical. Out of these two, Class 2 is the first and foremost medical you will take in order to become pilot. Before continuing ahead with the video, I would request all the students to watch this video till the end because there's an important advice for you all in the last. But for now, let's continue with the details of Class 2 medical. So what's the significance of this medical? So this medical is conducted just to make sure the person is physically and mentally fit for flying, because flying can get very stressful and tiring at times, and I hope you understand this, that there's no room for mistakes while in air. So what's the minimum requirement for this medical? You can take this medical once you clear your class 10th, and I would also suggest the same. As soon as you clear class 10th, just take this medical, because after the medical you'll get clear picture whether you can become a pilot or not. If you can become pilot, if you are fit, that's fine. In case you can't clear the medical or you are medically unfit, so you have ample time until class 12th to choose any other career. So now you would be thinking how and where to apply for this medical. So step 1 will be you need to create an ID on EGCA. Now what is EGCA? So this is a website owned by DGCA and it serves two purposes to pilots. First, it will keep a record of all your medicals throughout your career. Second, it will also act as a digital logbook on which you can log in your flying hours, and you don't need to maintain a physical logbook like this one. Creating an account on EGCA is not that hard. It will just ask for your general details and you are all good to go. Once you get your EGCA ID, now you will move to step 2, which will be you need to check doctor's list for medical. So you will log into your EGCA account and there you will select the option of issuance of class 2 medical. There you will find list of DGCA authorized doctors, and you will also find their email, their phone number and their address. So what you need to do is you need to look for a doctor nearest to your place and give him a call. Just tell him that you are so and so student in this city and you want to get your class 2 medical done for commercial pilot license. Doctor will fix an appointment for you. He will brief you about the documents you need to carry on the appointment. He will also brief you about his fee for the test. This fee is different for all doctors. As reported by different students, they paid somewhere between 2500 to 4500 or even at 5000. So it changes from city to city. So now when you will visit him, firstly you will pay his fee and you will fill general details in a form. After these formalities are done, he will start with your class 2 medical. Firstly, he will measure your height and weight to calculate your BMI. Your BMI should be within range of 18.5 to 25, and if it is more than 25, you need to start with some physical activities like exercise, sports or even dance. If your BMI is less than 18.5, you need to start eating healthy food more frequently, and on top of it, start exercising. You can check your BMI on your own. The formula is your weight in kilograms divided by square of your height in meters. So you don't need to go to doctor to get it done. You can check it before medical at your home. Now after this, if doctor has enough facilities, he'll conduct all other tests. If not, he will guide you to some nearby laboratory or hospital to get those tests done. This is completely normal because most of the times you will meet the doctor at their home office or home clinic, so it is very hard to have the complete laboratory setup at their home. Now I'll brief you with other tests that you will get done during the medical. After BMI, we'll talk about blood sample. This will serve purpose for 3 different tests, which are hemoglobin, TLC and DLC. Hemoglobin test is done to measure the levels of hemoglobin in your blood. It is the protein which carries oxygen from your lungs to other parts of body. So if you have less hemoglobin, it means you can have some blood disorder. Next is TLC. TLC means total leukocyte count. This test is done to measure the count of leukocytes in your blood. These are the cells which are responsible to fight any infections or disease in your body. So basically, doctor wants to determine your body's capacity to fight against diseases. Then comes DLC. DLC stands for differential leukocyte count. This test calculates the percentage of every single type of white blood cells in your blood. After this, we'll move towards urine test. So it is conducted to make sure that you have normal level of sugar and protein in your body. And just a tip for this test, avoid eating junk food and drink lots of water before this test. Next is ECG. And ECG is conducted to check whether there are any irregular heart rhythms or any blockage in arteries. Basically, doctor wants to make sure that your blood circulation is normal. One of my friends got his class 2 medical done recently, and this is what was his experience for ECG. So his ECG score was 97. If you Google the normal ECG score, it will show it ranges between 60 to 100. However, doctor told my friend that it should be between 72 to 85 for a normal healthy person. So just to be on safer side, doctor recommended him to get a 2D color Doppler test done. So this is basically test in which they scan your heart. So they'll scan the speed and direction of flow of blood in your heart. It costed him around rupees 5,000, but it is always better to be on safe side. So this test came out to be normal and he was good to go. To tell you more about ECG, up to 12 sensors are attached to chest and limbs, and either you are a boy or girl, doctor will ask you to take off your shirt and lay down so that he can attach sensors to your chest and limbs. Students usually panic at this moment as they get uncomfortable, which results in abnormal test reports. So I would suggest all the students to be mentally prepared for this. However, this is not something very hard, but still it is all normal. Doctor is doing all this just to make sure you are healthy. Getting nervous during the test will increase the blood flow in your body, which will be caught by the machine, and the results will be abnormal. So basically you will need to get the test done again and again until it comes normal, and you will need to pay for the test again. So just be calm during an ECG. Then comes the X-ray. So doctor will again ask you to take off your shirt and any jewelry around your neck. He might also give you a hospital gown to wear during the X-ray. X-ray is done to make sure that your chest and your lungs are all fine. If you are a smoker, a pro tip for you, just apply brakes on this habit at least 1 to 2 months before the test. Now we'll talk about audiometry. Pure tone audiometry is done to measure your hearing sensitivity. Examiner will make you sit in a quiet place and he will ask you to put on headphones. Then he'll play beep sounds in either sides and you need to raise hand on the respective side. So these beeps are of different frequencies, like some beeps will be of high frequency and others will be of low frequency. You won't find this test very hard. However, if you are habitual of listening loud music on earphones or on loudspeaker, you might face problem in this test. Because listening to loud music can damage cells and membranes of cochlea in your ear, which basically limits your ability to listen to low frequency sounds. Pro tip for this test, stop listening to loud music at least 2 weeks before the test. Then comes the ENT. So this is a normal checkup of your ear, nose and throat. As reported by different students, doctor conducted a hearing test by a tuning fork. Other than that, there was just a visual inspection of nose and throat. At last, I will discuss about the eye test. Doctor will ask you to read alphabets of different sizes and he will also inspect your retina. It is fine if you have specs, given that you have 6x6 vision with that. Doctor will also perform a color blindness test. He will ask you to read numbers printed with different colors, and if you will be colorblind, you will face problem to read these numbers, and basically you will be declared medically unfit and you can't continue with the further process of becoming a pilot. However, I have been reading about this online, that can a colorblind person can become pilot or not? And interestingly, I got some answers that says yes. So I'm still doing research on my part and I'll soon come up with a detailed video on this topic. So this was all about the test of this medical. Once all the tests are done, you will show the reports to your doctor, and once he ensures that everything's fine, he will upload the PDF file of the test on EGCA and also mail the hard copy of test to DGCA. He might also ask you to upload PDF file, which is completely fine. Once your medical is approved online, you will be issued a form called CA35, which will state that you are medically fit according to Class 2 standards. Now, issuance time for this CA35 has varied from time to time. Some students reported me that they got CA35 on the very day same of approval. Some said they got it after a week of approval. Now, once DGCA receives hard copy of your medicals, they will check it with the online medical reports, and once they make sure that it is same and everything's fine, they will issue you a class 2 assessment. This might take up to 30 days of time. DGCA will upload the class 2 assessment on EGCA and they will also email you the same. Now, on the basis of class 2 medical, you can apply for class 1 initial medical. However, I'll talk about class 1 medical in different video. For now, let's move towards the part for which I asked all of you students to watch this video till the end. So I have been in contact with a lot of my viewers from India who want to become pilot, and many of them wish to do their flying training from abroad, which is completely fine. But pretty every one of the students are overhyped about flying training in abroad. I understand that you want to start with the flying training as soon as possible, but you need to understand this. Until unless you don't follow certain steps, you won't be able to make it to Canada. Whenever I talk with students who completed their class 12 recently, they are like, right now we are preparing for IELTS. When we are done with IELTS, we'll apply for visa and we'll come to Canada. And then I'm like,
पैसा बर्बाद.
I'm like, seriously, what guys are you talking about? And then I stop you and try to wake you up that bro, please get your class 2 medical done, and after that there are other steps you need to complete if you want to come to Canada. And literally every one of you 12th pass kids are like, I don't want to clear class 2 medical, or I don't want to give DGCA exams, I just want to complete my CPL from Canada. So why would I waste my time on this DGCA things? And I'm like, bro, you're speaking this for real? You don't understand how embassy works, you don't understand what can be the complications of that. You don't understand how dumb this idea is. Half knowledge is always dangerous. I'll tell what you people do. You just go on YouTube, watch some videos about someone telling how is flying training in Canada and how to get admission in flying schools here, and without doing research on your part, you just go with it. You don't understand this, that creator might not be from India and he's making videos for international students in general. He doesn't know how things work out in India and what process you need to do if you want to come as an international student from India to Canada. And that is why I'm here to tell you the right path. Okay, for a second, keep these things aside, and let's say you made it to Canada without clearing any DGCA exams or medical. Now you are here in Canada and you'll start with your flying. You will need to give a similar class 2 medical exam. Here we call it as category 3 medical. So you still need to appear for that. And imagine, after you give your medical, doctor tells you that you are not physically fit to become pilot. There's something wrong in your body. Maybe your ECG report are not normal, your blood flow is not normal, or maybe you have a little hole in your heart. I wish you don't have any of that, but it can happen. In that case, what you will do? Now what? All your time and money wasted in wrong direction? Why? Just because of a dumb decision of not giving class 2 medical in India, which you thought was very smart and time-saving decision. So I hope you understand the seriousness of this thing and you'll try to understand the message I'm trying to convey. Just think about it for a second, and I feel hopefully you will get your class 2 medical done now before daydreaming about flying training in Canada. Until then, keep watching the Flying Rick. I'll be back with another informative video. Thank you.